this on? Yes, it is. What's going on, guys? It's your guy, Lord Walid. I hope you guys are doing great. I would like to start this video before that. I would like to thank each and every one of you for our first 100 subs. It means the world to me, and I love each and every one of you. No exceptions allowed. No exceptions. May God bless you all, and I'm truly thankful, and I cannot thank you enough for the love that you've been showing to me. Hopefully these upcoming months will take it to an even better level. Let me know what you guys think in terms of audio and all. I'll make it better moving forward. I was scrolling on YouTube and all, thinking of an idea, and all of a sudden I find this idea of my guy Vision Jack. Shout out to you. And I saw you mentioning me. I watched a bit of the intro and all. When you shouted me out, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, my brother. However, apart, I noticed where there are things you don't agree with me, you can comment in the comments below and we can argue respectfully, my guy. You know I'm not gonna do a Walt Clyde on you. You know I'm not that much of a sensitive ass. You know we can argue, like let's say you disagree on something. You illustrate your argument, A plus B plus C, whatever, blah blah blah. And yes, we can argue with each other. Let's say you're right and all. I'll acknowledge that you're right and I'm wrong. I apologize. If the opposite is, no worries. You know I'm not that much of a petty ass. You know that, bro. I mean, let's see what this is about, shall we?
I'm gonna start off this video by shout-outing my friend, Lord Walid. I was one of his original subscribers.
What do you mean by was? I mean, you're not, or you still are? Because the problem sometimes, some of you show up and some of you don't on the notifications, which is why when I do shoutouts, I don't want to be like to seem like I favor someone over another. You guys know how it goes. So let's see.
Of course, because I am his friend. And I don't agree with most of the things he says in wrestling, but I can agree with a few things that Lord Walid says when I'm watching his videos, and that is that Triple H is a D1 dumbass.
He is a dumbass, but there is also another thing that you're missing, Jack. He is a petty, spiteful moron and a vindictive dumbass. Yes, he is a dumbass, but he's a vindictive one. So let's resume.
Triple H still has NXT running, knowing damn well that he's not going to do anything with it. Don't.
Yes, because it's all about ego with him, much like a CM Punk, if you prefer, and all those people. It's all about their egos. Because, yes, as you're pointing out, his name is on the credit of every show. Fraud Levesque. Yes.
I can already feel the 2 or 3 people watching this video running into the comment section to say, well, no, it's Shawn Michaels who owns NXT. Please just stop lying to yourselves. Triple H has full power over NXT. He still does. Even back then, if Vince McMahon wanted to, he could have taken NXT away from Triple H. So Triple H has full power over NXT. And he still has it running for no reason.
Yes, I agree with you, because it's not developing any stars, and the ones that have something there are left to fester, while the mediocrities are being brought up to the main roster.
Knows he's not going to do anything with Ricky Saints. He knows that he's not going to bring Trick Williams into the main roster. He's been in NXT for so long. When is he going to get out? Don't wait till Trick Williams is 40 years old. Bring him in now, Triple H. I know it hurts your ego to see someone who's almost as the same physique as you were back in the day, but bring him into the main roster at least. Triple H still has NXT running for no reason at all, and no one knows why.
Because he wants to say, see, I created this guy, he's my baby, blah, 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 blah. It's all about ego with him, bro. And as I said before, if, like, let's say, you disagree with me on something, you can comment about it, no problem, and we can argue about it with pleasure. You know how I am, bro. I'm not gonna pull a Walt Clyde or a Sean Ross Sapp or any one of those nerds, or like a JD Bros. You know.
Because all the people who come from NXT never become major stars anymore. It never happens. But if you wrestle in some foreign indie promotion, like Bronson Reed, who came from New Japan Pro Wrestling, I love New Japan Pro Wrestling, I love it, but it's a fucking indie. Let's be honest. Bronson Reed comes from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he's a wrestling legend. But Bronson Reed, if he stayed in America to wrestle, he wouldn't even make it to the WWE. Or maybe he would, because Triple H, like I said, is a D1 dumbass.
He values mediocrities because he doesn't want to be outshined. It's all about his ego, Jack. I'm pretty sure I've already explained it before, and I'm sure you already knew that.
He's D1 dumbass Triple H. And he expects people to believe that Bronson Reed is a future WrestleMania main eventer. He had Paul Heyman say it himself.
Paul Heyman is a suck-up. He's a Jew. What are the Jews known for, Jack? They'll suck up to anyone as long as they can get benefit.
Bronson Reed is almost 40 years old, and he's built like a bubble. He's Big Bubble Bronson Reed. How are we to believe that Bronson Reed is what he acts like he is? Bronson Reed is not a legend. Bronson Reed is not as good as WWE portrays him to be.
Much like the majority of his favorites, they're not as good as WWE portrays them to be. Yet, you have the morons, the marks, the neckbeards. They will believe everything that is fed to them because they have infantile brains.
Gunther? I like Gunther. But Gunther is not a world heavyweight champion. Carmelo Hayes is more of a world heavyweight champion. But Triple H has lost his mind and made it okay for someone like Gunther to beat Carmelo Hayes.
Because people like Carmelo, according to those men, I'll mimic what he'll say. You don't have the right look. But Gunther, in all honesty, you can like him. I respect your points and your opinion. But for me, all I see in him is the personification of mediocrity by excellence. He has no charisma, no promo skills, no character, no nothing at all. All he does is a chop. And I'm supposed to be amazed by a chop. Or an indie journeyman? No.
It makes no sense. Don't come at me with this Carmelo Hayes is going to get a push. Carmelo Hayes is not getting a push. It's not going to happen. Carmelo Hayes is more charismatic than Gunther. Triple H doesn't like that. Triple H likes low charismatic people.
And you know why he does? Because they're not a threat to him. That's why. Much like a CM Punk, for example, if you remember the pipe bomb, Jack. When he mentioned the people, who did he mention? Guys like Luke Gallows and Tyson Kidd. What were Luke Gallows and Tyson Kidd by comparison to him? Jobbers. Thank you.
Like Gunther. Gunther, who can't cut a promo. Gunther, who can't get over as a heel with the crowd. The crowd, boos him, and then they cheer him, and it makes no sense. It's like the crowd boos him, but the moment he does a chop, or he does that little splash, or he starts speaking in German, the crowd just falls in love with him. I don't get it. He's supposed to be a heel, and I just...
Because they're dummies, Jack. They'll do anything just to say, that bitch is awesome. They're the same people that will say random stuff. You already know that, bro.
I don't know, man. Triple H, it's like his IQ went down or something. Back then, he wasn't even this bad. Remember Clash at the Castle? Remember Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns? Remember Gunther versus Sheamus? The match that Sheamus carried? Because Sheamus was able to make Gunther look good. Let's be honest. Gunther's only good matches were against Sheamus. Those were
Oh, the banger thing with the chops and all. In all honesty, I didn't really care because what is the point of having your chest becoming red and all? Just to say, hard-hitting matches, blah, 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 blah. No, that means you're fucking up and you suck at your job. That's what it means. Bret Hart said it, he's a veteran. You have to make it look as real as possible without hurting someone as little as possible, with as much as possible. Thank you very much.
Gunther's only good matches. Him and Ilya Dragunov.
Him and Ilya Dragunov? What is good about it? No psychology and all. Have to disagree with you on that, Jack.
Other than that, no other wrestler was able to make Gunther look good. If you put him with someone like Bronson Reed, he would be able to make Big Bubble Bronson Reed look good. But Gunther on his own is not gonna make himself look good. And he's gonna be.
And you know why? Because he, much like Ilya Dragunov and most of NXT UK and Black and Whack and Old Darling that came under Triple H, learned absolutely fuck all. That's why they learned fuck all, and they're not intelligent enough to be like people such as a Randy Orton or a John Cena, for example.
In the finals for the last time is now tournament, and if it's Gunther being the one to go against John Cena in his retirement match, John Cena's legacy, it's fucking tarnished. It's over. John Cena's legacy, win or loss, is tarnished. He goes against Gunther as his last match. Gunther does not deserve it.
Yes, but you know how Noseman is. Anything to spite book and to have a quote-unquote his vengeance on Cena, because he hates people like Cena and all. We already knew that.
Gunther is not that good. He's not even that
Never was, never will be.
good to be a world heavyweight champion. Jey Uso is a better world heavyweight champion. At least Jey Uso has charisma. Because charisma's not yelling into the microphone. Charisma is getting people to like you.
And the thing about those people is that they're so dumb, they'll like anything. That's the problem, Jack. They're so stupid, they'll like anything. Prime example, they'll eat. And what is so cool about it? Absolutely nothing.
Charisma is, if you're a heel, it could be getting people to hate you. But Gunther doesn't even know how to do that. People just like Gunther because he's a foreign wrestler. And if people like these indie foreigners more, then NXT shouldn't still be running.
Yes, it shouldn't still be running. I agree with you, because NXT's main goal at first was a developmental. But Triple H, being the mark that he is and the uncreative jackass, no. Bring Hammenegger schmucks from the indies, beat them up even more, call them on the main roster, and look at what you're getting now.
Someone please tell Triple H this? Can someone please tell Triple H not to lie? Like that time he lied, that he said that firing R-Truth was all a part of the show? Buddy, no one is believing that.
He lies just as he breathes. He's a compulsive manipulator. He was able to manipulate most of those cretins because they have low IQ, my friend.
News went out of R-Truth being fired, and then the news came out of him being hired back in. R-Truth himself said that he was fired. But how are we to believe that it was all part of the show? Who would make a storyline about that? If it was part of the show, then that's even more of a dumbass move. Pretending to fire R-Truth for the show, for the plot. And what came out of that, huh?
And one of the reasons he did, because R-Truth is a Vince guy, and he's better than a majority of his flunkies. So you know that will hurt his ego.
R-Truth, he was turned into a heel, and then John Cena turns into a face from no reason at all, which makes R-Truth turn into a face. Nothing was told. What should have happened is if John Cena was going to turn face, it should have been like he got beat by Cody Rhodes as a heel, regrets what he did, and then R-Truth comes in.
I can agree with the possibility, but I think King Mike's was a lot better. But I can see your point. You're making a good point.
As a heel, wanting to fight John Cena still. But Triple H doesn't know how to stay consistent with his booking. Which he used to be. Triple H,
He never was, in all honesty. He never was. Most of Black and Gold was nothing more than matches and friendships and betrayal.
I'm not gonna lie to him. Triple H used to be consistent to what he was doing. But now, Triple H, he's out of his mind, bro. He's out of his mind. Triple H is the same person who answers, like, questions about him, like, if he's racist or not, by I don't see color.
it's a way to deflect.
The people who say that are racist themselves.
Also, I'd like to correct you on something. If Triple H was as good, how come NXT Whack and Old was a flop, a waste of time, and a money pit? If he was this good, how come it was trash and it got its ass beat by AEW? How would that make any sense, my guy?
Themselves. How are you gonna answer a question that's about if WWE is a racist company or not by I don't see color? Nigga, okay, here's the thing. Triple H doesn't see color. This nigga just doesn't see good talent. That's what he doesn't see.
No, he knows talent, but he doesn't want that talent to outshine his mediocrities. That's the difference.
Used to be able to see that, but he doesn't see it anymore.
If he did, how come he never brought someone the major people that he jobbed on NXT came out to be the better ones, like for example Lacey Evans, Baron Corbin and all, but most of his flunkies, the Johnny Garganos and all that, were overpushed when they're on the main roster.
He used to be able to make people like Finn Balor look good. You know, Finn Balor, who was ass. He was able to make Finn Balor look good, but now
Because when he wrestles against jobbers, he's gonna look good.
Now, Finn Balor is a flat back jobber. Triple H used to be able to, you know, extend the Roman Reigns title run when Vince McMahon was out of office. Now, Roman Reigns got turned into a flat back jobber, losing.
He continued whatever idea that probably was under Vince McMahon and took the credit for it as he usually does. That's what I can assume, and I can be certain of it.
The people like Big Bubble Bronson Reed. Triple H does not see good booking. That's what he doesn't see.
And he never did to begin with.
He sees Chat GPT booking.
I'll rectify you on this. Even Chat GPT can book you a better show than this big nose tuck on the screen being Fraud Levesque. Thank you very much.
All right? He sees character AI booking. All right? And that's what he doesn't see. That I don't see color shit. Shut your fucking ass up, Triple H. I don't see color. I don't see color my ass. Why is Trick Williams still in NXT if you don't see color, motherfucker? But Gunther, who's not even good, is World Heavyweight Champion. He beats Jey Uso. Jey Uso doesn't get a rematch.
Let me go back real quick.
And that's what he doesn't see. That I don't see color shit. Shut your fucking ass up, Triple H. I don't see color.
It's just an excuse to make himself look good. Sorry, I was a little busy.
I don't see color my ass. Why is Trick Williams still in NXT if you don't see color, motherfucker? But Gunther, who's not even good, is World Heavyweight Champion.
And he was never good to begin with.
He beats Jey Uso. Jey Uso doesn't get a rematch. I don't see color.
Even Jey should have never been in the title picture. He should have been a jobber. A tag team jobber. Because he's literally the same thing as Jimmy Uso. Yet people delude themselves otherwise.
Triple H is such a fucking dumbass. I'm telling you, like the dark ages of WWE, like that was bad. Don't get me wrong, that was bad. Vince McMahon, Vince McMahon, that's when he doesn't know what he was doing. That's when he didn't.
Even at his worst, Vince McMahon is better than Triple H. Don't delude yourself, brother.
I know. But tell me, in COVID times with WWE, did Vince McMahon ever make it so he handpicks out wrestlers that won't hurt his ego so they can be the top guys?
No, because Vince McMahon thinks of it as a business, as a company. It's not about ego and props like Triple H. That's the major difference.
Did Vince McMahon really bury the talent that came from NXT, or did the fans just not give a fuck?
Because the talent that came from NXT, a majority of them that were overpushed on NXT proved to be flops. Prime example. You already know who were main roster flops. And the people who got over, what did Triple H do under NXT? He jobbed them out. because they have personality, charisma, and all.
The fans did not really give a fuck about Tommaso Ciampa. Be honest.
And they don't, even to this day.
They didn't really give a fuck. They gave a fuck about Keith Lee, I can admit. But did the fans really give a fuck about Tommaso Ciampa?
Because at least Keith Lee, there is something there. The guy is a cool person, I will admit.
Because here's the thing. If y'all really loved Tommaso Ciampa, y'all would be complaining about him losing to a chop from Gunther. A chop. Y'all weren't complaining about that shit.
Because they're hypocrites, they will complain about what benefits them, Jack. That's the difference, brother.
That's when y'all are cornered. That's when y'all can't say shit then. Because y'all stay quiet when it comes to that. Oh, but they're quick to talk. They're quick to talk when something bad happens to Tommaso Ciampa in the main roster. Fucking these people who like Triple H's booking. They're just as much of dumbasses as he is. The damn study that says that WWE fans are the smartest fans, like current WWE fans are like the smartest.
Nor they're the dumbest. Prime example. They believe that AJ Lee is a major badass. And another example. They still buy into the hype that CM Punk is a legit badass, even though he's a 47-year-old who gasses out in less than 5 minutes. 2 other examples. Thank you very much.
Fans out of sports fans. That shit's a lie. That shit is a big ass lie. Well, maybe they're smarter than UFC fans, because UFC fans are dumb as shit too.
They're probably equal in terms of being dummies, I'd say. Probably.
They're out here saying that these light heavyweight people can beat the heavyweights. I don't even know any UFC fighters, but if you showed me a light heavyweight, any light heavyweight, and didn't even show me the heavyweight, I'd still go for the heavyweight. Because the heavyweight, it matters. The heavyweight, I hear that word, I'm expecting someone stronger. Kind of like the World Heavyweight Championship, I'm expecting someone stronger. I'm not expecting Seth Rollins, who gets injured off of botching a coast-to-coast.
Because these are the consequences of working like a reckless dumbass without using a brain. Working harder and not smarter. These are the consequences, my guy.
And don't say that he didn't botch it. If he didn't botch it, then he wouldn't be injured, motherfucker. He wouldn't be injured. Everyone botches everything now. Because Triple H doesn't pick good wrestlers. That's why we always get botches. Botch after botch after botch. Botchamania. That's what... Next WrestleMania should be called Botchamania. And the WrestleMania after that should be called Botchamania, except it's in Saudi Arabia. In Saudi... The Saudi... This is how much of a dumbass Triple H is. He goes to Crown Jewel. The Crown Jewel crowd is chanting for WrestleMania. He says, WrestleMania is in Las Vegas.
The greediness, because he runs the booking side, but the business side is those greedy bastards being TK-Ho. Those are the greedy bastards. They only care about money. All they want is to milk you dry and lie about some imaginary death or something like that.
Alright. Next WrestleMania is also in Las Vegas, but then he's going to give them what they want in Saudi Arabia. You are a dumbass, Triple H. You basically told them it's not going to happen. Stick by your word. Oh. Yo. 2028, we're probably going to get WrestleMania in Israel. Where Sami Zayn better be retired by then, because I know he's not going to agree to do that.
Sami Zayn is a hypocrite. He'll lie about everything. When he goes to Saudi Arabia, he's an Arab. When he goes to Canada, he's a Canadian. He'll flip-flop over anything. Sami Zayn is as much of a hypocrite.
Did y'all also know that Triple H doesn't do background checks? No background checks from Triple H. Liv Morgan said it before. That's why Jacob Fatu is in the company. He never looked at what he got into jail for. But Vince McMahon, he fired Enzo without even knowing if the rumor of him committing sexual assault was true or not. All right, that's a real company owner, Vince McMahon. That's
yes, because Vince thinks as a business, not as a mark.
a real wrestling company owner, Vince McMahon. Okay? Enzo Amore got fired off of something that Vince didn't even know was true or not. But just because the rumor was there and there was minimal proof of it, Vince McMahon fired him. All right, that's real shit right there. Vince McMahon.
And that was a mistake because when you see Enzo, at least he's better than most of those men flunkies. He's better than them in terms of charisma, promo, and all. He's better. If it proved to be true, I would understand. But based on a rumor, I need factual evidences in order to confirm something or disprove it.
He knew what he was doing at a time, before the Dark Ages. Before and after the Dark Ages, because he picked back up. All right. Well, that was the video. I'm going to throw a roll of duct tape now.
So overall, I think that's about it for the video. When I remember when you said that you were, I don't know, are you still or are you not? If not, care to explain? I wouldn't mind hearing the reason why, what triggered you or anything. We can argue about it, no problem. I'm not gonna do your Walt Clyde or anything, my friend, and you know it. So overall, I think that's about it for this reaction. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Turn on the notifications to be aware of more content. And as I said it before, I would like to thank each and every one of you. I appreciate it. It really means the world to me. God bless you all, and I love you all from the bottom of my heart. So with that being said, I'll see you next time, and peace out.